Welcome back everyone. Today we're gonna talk about Trials of Chaos, of what modifiers to pick and avoid, tips and tricks, and lastly, a bug in the game that we currently can use to just make things less difficult. So let's jump right in. Firstly, modifiers. I have separated them into 4 categories: the must-takes, conditionals, no choice, and you die, okay? You just don't take them. Alright, must-takes. Lethal rares. It adds 2 more modifiers to rare monsters but only affect rare monsters. Blood Orbs and Stormcallers, they are very easily avoided even at higher ranks, so they are must-takes. And Tangling Monsters. It's a minor debuff to movement speed, but you can just kill them or just try not to get hit. Alright, Unstoppable Monsters. Immune to slow or stun, but they are not immune to elemental ailments like freeze or electrocute. Toxic Monsters. A minor debuff, but you can kill them before getting hit, pretty much. Projectile Turrets. Fire or lightning, but they are stationary and are also very easily avoidable. Alright, moving on to conditionals. Chaotic Monsters. They do extra chaos damage. If you have chaos immunity, it's just a must-take. But if you don't, just move this down to no choice, since they do extra 25% at tier 1 and extra 50% chaos damage at tier 2. Reduce resistances. Only take this if you have capped out or 65% or above resistances. If you don't, do not take this. And if you do not take the tier 2. Dropped. You do not get any more potion charges from normal monsters, but you shouldn't need to use them unless for bosses, and they also have walls inside some of the stages. Tier 1 Stalking Shade. 7 hits from his melee attacks will just kill you instantly, but tier 1 is very slow, and it's very worth taking if you have no other choice. But be cautious because it might teleport to you while you're placing down the soul core. So when you're in that animation, it might teleport to you basically. Moving on to no choice. Reduce recovery. It cuts all recovery by 40% and 75% at tier 2. Lessened reach. I would say most of us have projectiles and AoEs, which is cut by half if you take this. Damage defenses. Cut your armor, evasion, and energy shield by 40% and 75% at tier 2. Heart Tethers. It's a minor stun but can lead to really bad situations if you get stunned at the wrong time, and tier 2 just increases the damage after you break the chain. Alright, lastly, this is the part that you do not pick, okay? Most of the tier 2 of just reduced recovery, defenses, and resistances, you can only take tier 1 of them. Escalating damage taken. Increase 1% damage per second, meaning after 50 seconds, you take 50% more damage from everything. Monster speed. Boss's animation is just faster, meaning you just die. Resistant monsters. All monsters, including bosses, have 40% more defenses, meaning you do lesser damage, meaning more mistakes made, and meaning you die. Volatile threads. All monsters have death effects that come at you at like Mark 3 speed. If you get stuck or stunned, you are just dead if there are like more than one ball chasing you. Impending doom. You just don't, okay? Just don't think about that. Val Omnitech. It shoots out waves of lightning in random directions, meaning you cannot predict them, and they damage you every 0.2 seconds if you stand in it or walk in the same direction, meaning large amount of damage in a small period of time. Pyramid beams. Like Val Omnitech, it damages you almost every 0.2 seconds you stand in it, or just going in the same direction. But it also applies Corrupted Blood. If you have more than 4 stacks, you just lose 90% of your health, which is about 1 second of standing inside it. Petrified Statues, which is basically a freeze, and you just die if you get frozen. Time Paradox. Extends all debuff by 3 times, meaning burns, poisons or freeze just last 3 times longer. And lastly, tier 2 and above Stalker Shades, because at tier 2 and above it shoots out projectiles as well, meaning if you get hit 7 times from him, you just die. Alright, moving on to tips and tricks. This is the fun part, okay? You can use Blink or Ball Buster combo, short for BBC, okay? To travel over walkable terrains, meaning you can just blink up a stone wall where you have to activate a switch to run up to, which just saves you massive amount of time and effort rather than just fighting through like non-stop spawning monsters while just losing lots of health from the soul core. You can also travel across the river with BBC. You can also buy the final boss tokens from the currency exchange and prices depending on which boss, if you can't RNG the right boss like me and just want to fight the Trial Master for your 4th Ascendancy. Lastly, there is this one bug that I discovered that is only effective in time trials, and that is monsters do not aggro on you if you just blink down the podium without triggering the starting ladder, making you just skip the whole 1 minute 30 second trial without fighting anything. But other trials will just make the monsters invincible, which might be useful for the soul core runs since they don't attack you while in the soul core area. That's all from me for today, so thank you for watching and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out.